Vestal photographer captures the country. Katie Sullivan, K. Sullivan at PressConnex.com by Katie Sullivan 4:26 p.m. EDT July 28, 2015. Bill Borne travels cross-country to add to his collection of photos at his Vestal home. When Bill Borne was laid off from his job in 1980, his wife, Colleen, returned home one day from her own job with some surprising news: she'd left her job. She told me, "I figured if you're not working, I'm not working, so I took a leave of absence." Bill bought a brand new van and converted it into a camping van. Then the couple left New Jersey and set their course westward, deciding that they would move to whatever location they saw and liked. That trip turned into an 8-week expedition, and though both were captivated by the beauty of the American West, it ended with the couple making a home in upstate New York, closer to family and friends. Bill's love for Western landscapes has never waned, however, and after his wife died in 2007, he took another cross-country trip with his son Christopher and has now made 6 such trips, taking his 4 cameras with him. Bill said, "No camera will ever give you everything you need." Bill shoots landscapes, wildlife and art on his travels, using a different camera depending on the subject, though often favoring the Sony Cybershot DSLR-1. He avoids preset camera functions where possible, sticking almost exclusively to aperture mode, which allows the user to choose an aperture value while the camera selects shutter speed and focusing on precise technique and stance when shooting. It's not the camera, but a good lens helps, it's the person behind the camera. Self-taught in photography, Bill is constantly learning and developing his craft. Equipped with his first 35mm camera at age 17, Bill has spent years gathering information about photography through books, magazines, internet tutorials, and trial and error. Now he is able to share his expertise with others, whether in person, as when his son joined him cross-country, or in online forums. Bill recently taught a crash course in post-processing entirely through email correspondence. Despite his expertise, Bill has no intention of turning his photography hobby into a business. "My wife was a great painter," he said. Bill watched her come home from work and stay up late night after night painting while preparing for a craft fair to sell her work, until she was completely exhausted. Bill said, "She never painted again in her life. I'm not going to be trying to sell my photos, because then it's no longer a fun hobby. I can't be bothered selling them." Still, Bill has spent a great deal of time refining his photography skills to a point that now allows him to expand creatively. His recent photographs follow a similar format, bracketing 3 to 5 exposures, blended together into high dynamic range, HDR, photos. Bill strives to keep his images as natural looking as possible, whether they feature California redwoods, Utah's Bryce Canyon or South Dakota's Badlands National Park. Every wall of Bill's home is adorned with enlargements of photos from his various travels, and more than one visitor has stepped inside the house and said, "This is like a museum." Bill's choice of printing process is as instrumental to his art as the formidable subject matter. Rather than paper printing, Bill sends most of his images to be enlarged and then printed on aluminum, a process which he said generates better quality photos in color, depth, and detail. When you get a print developed on paper, it's laid on top of the paper. When you get a print developed on aluminum plates, they put an emulsion on the face of the plates, and when it's developed into the emulsion. It doesn't lay on top of it. That's how you get the better clarity, the better depth to it. That comes in handy when a photographer's subjects include slot canyons, sequoias, and waterfalls. I like to see the detail in things, so I tend to shoot close in when possible, he said. Next year, Bill plans to explore the details of places he has not yet seen on his many travels. The annual trip will wind through New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. Bill Borne. Age, 66. Home, Vestal. Hometown, Union, New Jersey. Family, 2 grown children, son Christopher and daughter Melissa. Education, Union High School, New Jersey. Hobbies, traveling, collecting. Where to find him? pbase.com/bill_b